Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Office Bloke Aidan.
Here we are, just two of us today.
Indeed.
Maps that will change how you see the world.
These stuff really interests me.
Same. We love geography in our house, don't we? Sort of thing. But I was looking at yesterday's flight radar map with what's going on in Iran.
Yeah, that's the one you see that quite often.
What's going on with Iran at the moment, and how airspace opens up, and it's like two massive holes. Well, there was more than two. They had a massive hole over Ukraine, a massive hole over Iran, and then a massive hole over Tibet, which I imagine is to do with the altitude of the mountains in Tibet, whereas if there's any kind of accident, you won't be able to, it'd be hard to recover, you know what I mean? So I think that's why, and there was also a massive hole over Sudan. So Africa in itself was quite sparse, if you know what I mean, for flights going over there. But I'm always interested in that flight.
Maybe
mad when you see it with all yellow planes everywhere. I don't know if you've seen them before.
No,
the
yeah,
maps,
I've seen that flight radar.
Flight radar, I watch it all the time, yeah. Let's get into this anyway. Maps that will change how you see the world.
Today we're going to look at maps that will change the way you see the world. All 38 states in blue on this map have a smaller population than all of Long Island, which you can see there really small as the red. This map proves that Greenland extends farther north, east, south, and west than Iceland. This map reveals the air traffic that was over Paris during the 2024 Olympics, which was non-existent. This map shows how distorted the Mercator projection really is by giving us a 5,000 kilometer radius around Paris. Obviously, it doesn't look circle. The line through Africa is longer than the line through Russia. This map shows the access that all of Africa has to electricity, with some...
What? 9%?
3%.
But even when you look at...
1%. South Sudan's 1%.
I can't see that. Oh yeah, 1%.
South Sudan.
Yeah, I see it now, yeah. But even like Somalia, 18%, places like that. But you think, like, there's nowhere that's got 100%, is there?
Well, you got like just 99% at the top, isn't it?
That's what's that, not
That's
Morocco.
just North Africa, like Morocco, Algeria, Libya, and Egypt.
Yeah, Egypt, yeah. But even South Africa's only 94.
Yeah.
There's some mad ones there,
That's
right?
crazy.
9%, where's that? Central African Republic of Congo?
Yeah, DRC.
Or Central African Republic? Yeah. Yeah, mad that, 9%, 3% above it. Incredible.
Places in the darkest green being 99%, basically everybody, and then some places in the lightest green being as low as 1%. Apparently you can drive almost 150 hours through all of Russia and still be in Russia. This pinpoint in China is the furthest possible point on land away from any ocean. This map shows the east coast of the United States before and after last year's Hurricane Helene. And hey, hurricane season has just started. I'm right there in Jacksonville. Wish us luck. This is Highway 1 in Australia, which is the longest national highway in the world, and if you decided to...
I was going to see, like, that'll be, like, one of the best road trips ever, that.
I don't think so.
Do you not?
I don't think you'll see shit.
You probably wouldn't on, like, from, like, Port Hedland to Darwin to Cairns, but, like, that Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide to Perth would be cool, I think.
It could be. I think if you're going down to, I think Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne to Adelaide might be all right, because that's where the population live, innit?
Maybe just leave Adelaide out, just get from Brisbane to Melbourne.
I think even to Melbourne to, I mean, if you're going across the Tasmania maybe, but if you're going down across Melbourne to Adelaide, I'd probably keep them, because it's still quite populated as far as, like, Australia goes. But I think if you're going from Perth to Darwin to Cairns and all that, through Port Hedland, I don't think you ain't seen shit.
Yeah, for a long time, that is true. Maybe just leave it to the bottom right.
Kangaroos. That's it.
Yeah.
To just casually drive around the 15,000 kilometers it took to do it, you would be driving the same as 36% of the Earth's entire circumference. Wow. This map shows the true size of South America compared to many other countries in the world. The fact that there's like 30 countries here is crazy. I guess to be fair, South America's not one whole country, but I mean, the contiguous United States, the Amazon rainforest is a little further north. That's gotta be like half of it. This map is attempting to compare North American climate zones to Eurasian regions. I think it's fascinating that Portugal is basically California. I know a lot of people who are moving to Portugal to kind of get that similar weather. Syria is just...
People are not moving to Portugal for the weather. It'd be one reason to move to Portugal for the weather, but they're offering great tax relief at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're offering really good tax incentives.
It's where all the surfers go and everything as well.
Yeah, but
it's good waves.
Yeah, there is.
I guess I don't need to go to California now. I know what the weather's like in Portugal.
Yeah, but Portugal, like I say, it's massive tax incentives. That's why people are moving there.
Straight up the desert. I guess living in Florida is like living in Taiwan. And then you've got China for the whole East Coast, Japan in the Northeast, Russia, Canada. Makes sense. This map shows how much forest is covering each state. And honestly, 71% Alabama surprises me. I didn't realize they had that much forest. 89% in Maine, compared to what I know of in Washington and Oregon being around 50%. Also blows my mind.
I would have thought like that Washington and Oregon would be the most.
Yeah, 89% in Maine. That's mad. Even 67% in like Georgia and places like that. 71% Alabama. That's impressive. That, right?
Well, even that place like North Dakota though, they've got nothing there. I guess it's just fields though, no forest though, right?
Yeah, 3%.
I've never been to the Northeast other than New York. This map shows which country is closest to where you live in the United States. Being in Jacksonville, Florida, I live near the Bahamas. I actually put this map up on my Facebook page a few months ago, and everyone thought that I was suggesting that Mexico should take over that part of America, Canada should take over all of the north part of America. Cuba should only take Floribama, just nothing else, just that little spot, you know? Because why not? This map gives us a better idea of what the true size is of each country on Earth without it stretching like crazy. Like, Canada kind of looks like the same size as the United States here. Russia isn't crazy big. Honestly, it's really Africa that's just like the majority of the world. This map shows me, a Jacksonville citizen, not some, all of South America is east of me. And I'm on the eastern coast of the United States of America.
Is that
this
straight?
one is always...
Is that as straight as it's meant to be? Yeah.
I always hear in quizzes people say like, "What's furthest east?" And they ask questions, and I always think this is a mad trick question because the way it's set up.
Because when you just initially think about it, you're thinking like the east of Brazil is kind of in line with the east of America, aren't
Correct.
But it's not at all.
It's not. No. Mad, right?
Yeah.
Blown my mind. This map shows us that no hurricane has ever crossed the equator. And then this map shows where we call them hurricane versus cyclone versus typhoon. And then there's that really cold part down there, which I honestly would not have guessed was the coldest area that wouldn't have them. These two areas of Africa have about the same amount of people living in them. 50% of Canadians live below this red line.
50% of Canadians live under that line.
Yeah.
That's literally just Toronto, isn't it?
I mean,
obviously you've got like...
It's Quebec in there as well, and Montreal.
Oh, I thought it was a bit further up to the right. I mean, I probably
I'm not sure where they are.
If it's 50%, it probably will be.
Yeah, imagine you've got Montreal, Quebec, and Toronto in there, right?
Yeah.
But that's mad 50% that live in that little area, right?
Literally, yeah.
Staggering.
I mean, to be fair, if
the Nigeria one,
there's loads of Canada that's literally just nothing.
Yeah, but when you see Africa and it says 50% of the people live in this country, I'm assuming that's Nigeria, was it?
Yeah.
And then the 50%.
It's like that Nigeria, Ghana area, wasn't it?
Yeah, but then you've got to be Nigeria, and then you've got 50% of people. I think Nigeria has 200 and something million, does it?
I don't know.
I think 230 odd million in Nigeria.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and then you've got, I might be wrong on that, but it's I've got a feeling in my head, I've got that number in my head, and then 50% live in the rest of it. When you think about populated countries like Egypt, South Africa, places like that.
Yeah, there's loads.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah, it's a great little video that.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Blows your mind a little bit. I mean, he went through it very fast.
He did, didn't he?
I know it's that could easily been a 10-minute video explaining a bit more, but it's the trees in the USA as well for me.
Yeah, Maine has the most
89%
forested area.
Yeah, madness. Some great stats in there though.
It was. It's quite cool.
Yeah, enjoyed that. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.